Hi y'all, welcome back. What we're going to tie today is an articulated streamer pattern called the butt monkey. Normally this pattern's tied on a size 1/0 or a 2/0, but I'm scaling this down. This be kind of a mini for where I'm fishing this weekend. The trailing hook is a U301 in a size 6, and then my front hook's going to be a U301 in a size 4. Thread that we're tying with today, this is 140 in olive. For our top piece, top wing, we're going to use barred rabbit and dyed in olive. For our tail material, we're going to use yellow marabou. For our hot spot, we're using UV Osdub. And for our body material, we're using olive and cactus chenille. All right, we come in and get started. Start us a base of thread. Give this marabou something to bite into. Take one plume out here. Good way to keep from getting square edges is pull those down and just take that middle piece out. That'll keep you from having any rough edges or square tails. Roughly the length of the hook shank. Pinch and loop. Take a look at it, make sure it stays on the top. My dog's gonna yawn. He don't move around at all until I start doing stuff. Catch those in. We're gonna tie in 2 of these. Don't put this stuff in your mouth. It is bad for you. Come right across the top. Pinch and loop. Look at it. Make sure it looks good. Secure those ends. That's going to help start building that ramp. That way we can have a tie off point. At this point, we're going to come in with our chenille. This is cactus chenille. It's not regular chenille. You can change these colors up. Green's been doing pretty good this week, so we're going to keep it in the pattern of green. I'm going to take one wrap right in the back. Touch and turns on the way up for number 2. And then for number 3, it's going to be where we tie this off. Just get that out of the way. Now we're going to come in with our zonker strip. Length of the tail. It's going to come over the top of that marabou just a little bit. Open that up. If you have to, come in and pick it out. You want a nice clean tie-in point, so you want to try to get rid of all those extra rabbit fibers. Put that right across the top. One more. Set some pressure to it. Get that out of the way. Now we're going to keep wrapping our chenille forward. Just kind of preen it back as you go. Keep it from clumping up on you. and we'll fast forward through this. There's a lot of repetitive stuff in here, and then I'll just slow down. Catch that across the top, front, back, front, set it, trim that out. Pull everything back, good secure tie-in. And bring our rabbit strip across the top. And just like in the back, we're gonna get a good clean tie-in point. We're gonna stretch this rabbit just a little bit. That'll help keep it where it needs to stay. There we go. Catch it in. Hold it on the top. Pinch and loop. Look at it. Now we're going to clean this up. I'm going to cut it just a little bit long. We'll come in and clean out those fibers. Trim up this hide just a little bit. It's going to give us an extra place to really tie this in. Just like that. Whip that off. Take a look at it. Make sure it's still good. Come in with your head cement. Set it. And that's part one. Set that over to the side. And we'll come in with our size 4. Start in the front. Get us a nice little thread base going. That's where we're going to tie our dumbbells in. Dumbbells that we're using today are yellow and black. The yellow and black mixed with the olive is a really good pattern colors that I usually go with. Couple figure 8s. Make sure they're sitting right on the top. Don't build up too much thread yet. We're going to come in with some gorilla. It's going to help keep those eyes from rotating over while you're fishing it. When you're doing your figure 8s, don't just torque down on it. If you're not setting it with the pressure, they're still going to move. I'll come in and get all that extra super glue out. Now we're going to come in. You can use mono if you want to. What I'm using tonight, this is surf strand. This is what we're going to use to attach our second hook. Good tight wraps, keeping it right on the top. We'll come into the bend just a little bit. And we're going to put a gold bead on there. This is going to help keep from fouling that hook. We're going to put the deep recess toward the larger hook. Slide that right down on there. We're going to come in with our back half. Thread it back through. Get it where it looks good. Take a look at it. Once again, tying that right across the top. Before you get too carried away with it, take a look at it. That looks pretty good. Come in, secure that in so it don't get me. Keep advancing forward. We're going to come in and clip this out. This is the only part about using the surf strand is you got to have some, if you try to cut that stuff with your scissors, it will destroy those blades. Because the surf strand I'm using tonight is 60 pound, which there's no cause for 60 pound where I'm fishing, but that just happens to be what I had with me. For smaller fish, whatnot, you could definitely run it with a mono. I like to use the surf strand because it keeps that loop in there right there. Lets that really move through the water. Add a little super glue. Work our way back. We're going to come in with our cactus again. Always strip that off so you got that cotton core exposed. Makes a smoother tying point. And just like the back hook, we're going to preen everything to the rear. Nice tight turns toward the front. Keeping everything going the right direction. Gonna stop short of the eye. Catch it across the top. Clean out your extra. Looks pretty good. This is where we're going to come in with our hot spot. Roll your fly over. Just going to line these edges up. Pinch and loop. Now the way I want this one, basically from the hook eye to the hook point. We're going to trim that out just a little bit. Pull that forward. Tie that off. Then we'll do one more small clump. You cut that on an angle, and when you tie this one in, it'll let it set up just a little bit higher.
Take a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
Now my Alexa thinks she wants to talk. One more time, clean that out. While you're down here, this is where we're going to start tying in our head. The head for this, I'm using olive wool. You can use laser dub or pretty much whatever you want. I like it with the wool. Wool makes it a nice full head without taking up a whole lot of space. Catch that one in, pull it back, tie it in tight. I'll rotate our fly back over. Before we put that top clump back in, we're going to come in with our front piece of rabbit. We're going to measure. You want it to just kind of lay into the one that you tied in the back. Get a rough measurement. Split those. Trim that out. Now I like to come in and make a nice bare spot with the front piece. That way it's nice and smooth. I'll lay that right behind the eyes. A little pinch in loop. Take a look at it, make sure it looks good. Set it. Looks pretty good. Now we're going to come in with our first top piece of wool or whatever you happen to be using. Gonna set it, pull it all the back, skip over, rotate my fly again. Put in a piece for the bottom. This is probably the most time-consuming part of the whole fly, because once it's set, then we've got to come in and trim it. And if you mess up while you're trimming it, you might as well just start over. Rotate again. Got room for just a little bit more. Just a little clump on the top and the bottom. And then it'll be ready for trimming. Catch it in. Advance. Spin. Then we'll come in with that last piece for the front. Pull it to the back. And I'll start building the head in. Don't break your thread like I did. There we go. Catch that in. Gonna take a couple turns through my wool. Make sure it seats good so the fly don't unravel on you. Come in, whip finish. Gonna actually use a little gorilla on the front of this one this time. There we go. Hold the rabbit down. Get everything fluffed out. This is the make or break time. If you mess this up, the fly is pretty much done. You have to cut it off. What I like to do is I like to find the hook eye, and my first cut is straight up and down. And then just like our hot spot, we want to stay on about the same angle from the hook eye to the hook point. Take your time. Don't rush this one. And so I would get a little extra of that hot spot. I'll come in and cut a little throat into it. For the front, it's similar. We're going to try to stay right between the hook eye, and the top of the rabbit strip. Like so. Then for my eye cuts, I like to cut away from everything. Then I come in with my fine scissors and cut the eye away. Do my side. Now, if you don't have curved scissors, it could be a little tricky, because I'm gonna insert just behind where the eyes are, and I want to round this over just a little bit more in the front half. Pull that stuff away. I'm just gonna hold that profile all the way around. And that's it. That's the butt monkey. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Tied up. I fish this for trout, salmon, and bass. Just about any predator fish will eat it. Tie them up in the regular size. I'm just on too small of a stream for that, so I'm going to throw something a little smaller at them. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Go check us out on Instagram and Facebook. And if there's anything you guys ever want to see, like I say always, just leave it comments below. I'll be glad to spin it up for you. If you guys got any questions about the way I do anything, or you guys want to know any particulars on any of the flies, just shoot me a message. Always answer those. And until next time.